Annie's objective assessment, she's lacking lateral flexion, so we need to MET the lateral flexors of the neck. Does that make sense? Because I think that's more of a how you will think in clinic than Annie's come in and asked for an MET on her upper trapezius. How do I do that? Okay, so Annie needs more lateral flexion, that's what we're going to give her. So one of the muscles that is a culprit around the neck, I'm experiencing it right now, is Levator Scapula. So we've all probably had it. Yeah. Excellent. You're in the right place. And it will, that's one of the muscles that particularly will lock long. It's one of the ones that it spasms, but it can get stuck in that lengthened position because the nervous system, for whatever reason, thinks that we've exceeded the safe length, and so it prevents that by causing a spasm, and it then becomes reluctant to shorten as well. And that's why sometimes it can be a bit confusing with the objective assessment, because you're doing the lateral flexion test, and you would expect if the left side is bad, when it hits a stretch, it gets worse. Sometimes that can be on the side that shortens, and that's because that doesn't want to go anywhere. So again, positional release can work, and also it can open the door to get you into other forms of treatment. So I was talking to Scott earlier on, I think it was about my psoas guy. It was positional release is what we started with, and then he had enough relief from that to allow us then to begin to MET and do soft tissue work without causing irritation and pain. Okay, so are we doing positional release on the scalenes? Are we doing it on upper trapezius? Are we doing it on the Levator scap? It doesn't really matter too much because we're just going to use lateral flexion, a bit of rotation to achieve that position of ease. So wherever it is, it doesn't matter too much. We'll know where we are by palpation more than anything else because all three of those muscle groups laterally flex to the same side. Okay, have you got one side that's worse than the other?
Yeah, this side.
Okay, fine. So positions can be very similar to what we've done for METs. And he's got a ponytail, it's quite near the top, so that should work actually. Okay. So what we can do then is pop the hand underneath. Okay, we're going to keep the hand there. So we can passively move the head, that's fine, but we're just making sure that we are supported in one way or another underneath so that we're not just hanging the head sort of midair. Okay, so we can bring her into some extension straight away because Levator scapula extends the neck, so does upper trapezius. Okay, so if we're more posteriorly, then we're going to be thinking about extension. And if we're more anteriorly getting into the scalenes, maybe we want to bring it into flexion, in which case we leave the pillow where it is, and maybe move our hand underneath. And you can even use that Levator scapula kind of technique to really bring the head into flexion, neck into flexion. Okay, but we'll go with a Levator scapula upper trapezius focus. Okay, so I'm going to keep the neck nice and neutral, have a little palpate around, let me know where we're at the most tender spot. And I'm thinking about that little triangle that's created by the spine of the scapula and the clavicle. So I'm going to feel round onto the Levator scap now. Onto the superior. Yeah, okay, so that's right into the muscle belly of the Levator scapula. And if I start to work my way along the length of the muscle, was it worse where I started out?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work my way back down, let me know when we're at the most tender spot.
There.
Okay, so that's kind of on the insertion to the Levator scapula at the superior angle. Okay, which is a common spot anyway for most people. Painful. Alright, so we want to fully shorten that muscle now. So let's think about extension first. Okay, so number of pain there, Annie?
About 4.
Okay, that's fine. So I know where it is. It's an easy bony prominence to find, so I can work my way back there. Okay, nice and relaxed. Just going to bring your neck into extension. So we've got slightly more extension there. Still fairly neutral, but less flexion than before. Okay, so let's find that spot again. So superior angle, and then just a little bit up into the muscle belly. About there? Okay, number?
6.
So I'm going to move your head to the side. I don't want any help at all. Let me know what happens to the pain if it goes up or down or stays the same. Okay, deep breath in. Breathe out, relax. So we're going lateral flexion first. I can feel that slacken off.
Yeah, eased.
Yeah, so that's almost less relative pressure. Feels like I'm pushing into the muscle less because it eased off. Okay, great. And then we can use a bit of rotation. So which way does the Levator scap rotate the neck? Same side or opposite side? Same side, yeah, it's the only one of those sort of big four that rotates to the same side. Does it matter too much with positional release? Depends. I think I'd go that way initially, just to see if it eases, but sometimes it can be counterintuitive and go the other way, and that can be because you're interacting with upper trapezius fibers as well as a Levator scap. So just try out both ways basically. As long as we know that it rotates, we can try both. Okay, nice and relaxed for me, so we're going to rotate this way, and I'm just bringing my arm around just to give some support to the side of the head. Has that eased even more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that. So I can just let go of that hand now. I'll probably just keep the hand there to give that support to the head, so nice and relaxed. Okay, so we've got a combination of extension or relative extension, lateral flexion and rotation. Okay, so hold that for 90 seconds. Make sure that you do go for that if somebody has got a bad neck, wry neck, torticollis, that kind of thing, because that can be really effective. Okay, so I'm going to bring you back to a neutral position now. I want you to stay really nice and relaxed, okay? Deep breath in. And breathe out, nice and relaxed. So I'm just going to pop the head up